Hi everyone, welcome to Enjoy English School. I'm Stephen.
大家好，我是 Bernice 老师。
Today we're going to be covering the date of September 24th, and we're going to have this tomorrow as well. The title is Spotlight on Taiwan on pages 52 to 55.
今天我们要讲的单元呢，是跟发现台湾有关系的。
The juicy story behind Taiwan's favorite jelly.
我们台湾的国民美食哦，我们今天要讲到是非常 juicy， 就是吃起来呢，你会觉得哇很多汁的一个食物哈，叫做爱玉。它的一个缘起是什么呢？
Try one of Taiwan's most lovely treats.
我们大家一块儿来试一试呢，我们台湾最美味的甜点之一。
I love 爱玉.
真的爱玉超好吃，而且热量很低耶。
So let's find out more about where it came from.
好的。
Taiwan is filled with tea shops that offer bubble tea and other tasty drinks.
台湾呢，充满了非常多的这些所谓的 tea shops， 就是这些饮料哈，卖这个红茶饮料的这些茶店哈。那么这些茶店里面呢，后面用了一个 that， 一直到这个最后的句点 drinks， 这边是一个关系形容词子句，用来形容这些 tea shops。这些 tea shops 里面呢，他们主要提供的就是我们台湾大家最爱喝的这个珍珠奶茶啦，还有一些其他非常可口 tasty， 就是非常 delicious 的这些 drinks.
Right. So when we say that somewhere is filled with something, that means that that place has a lot of that thing. Let's say school is filled with books and students.
就是充满很多的意思。
And in English, because boba奶茶, this drink is something that is from Asia. It's from somewhere in Asia, but actually I don't even know where it's from. Is it from Taiwan?
有的人是说是在台中的春水堂啦，哈，它是一个起源地这样子。
Okay, I never knew the origin. But in America, because this isn't something that was created in America, we don't really have like our own name for it. So we either call boba奶茶bubble tea or bubble milk tea, or we even say boba, like B-O-B-A, boba tea. Okay, so I think that's where bubble came from, because it sounds like boba, like that. Okay, because you don't really have bubbles in boba
对，不是真的有。
Yeah. Okay. In the hot days of summer, nothing cools you down like a dessert drink that is made with 爱玉 jelly.
他说，尤其是在这种炎热的夏天的时候呢，没有一样东西啊，会真正让我们觉得 cool down， 就是让我们凉爽一点，让我们舒爽一点。像是什么样呢？像是这样子的一些 dessert， 同学都知道 dessert 本来就是指甜食啦，哈，像这种甜甜的饮料。那这个甜甜饮料是怎么样制作而成的呢？一样，我们用这个 that 的这个形容词子句来修饰这样的一个甜甜的饮料。那这些饮料呢是be made with， 就是用什么制作而成的？用这个爱玉冻，那个 jelly 就是像果冻一样的东西。
You can also hear that is made of 爱玉 jelly. Okay, and that's only a little bit small. There's a little bit of a difference between these two. Made with 爱玉 jelly, it means that it has 爱玉 jelly in it or on top of it. But made of 爱玉 jelly, it sounds like the whole dessert is made from using 爱玉 jelly.
没错，所以你如果用 with 的话呢，就是说，比如说你今天制作一个甜点，那你旁边呢可能用爱玉来点缀它。那如果你用 of 这个介系词，就是你整个甜点本身它的材质就是爱玉了。
So the preposition is very important.
对，这是真的。
Right? And then here we see cools you down, right? That means to kind of let your temperature get lower so you're not so hot.
没错。
We could also say this to somebody who is very angry, okay? We could say, you need to cool down.
这常常人家都会对 Bernice 老师说啊，没有，我这么温柔的人，怎么会有人对我说这句话呢？就是让你你冷静一点，不要那么激动，这样子。好。
All right. It's slimier than other jellies, and has a very pleasant and tender taste.
好，这边就讲到这个爱玉吃起来的那个感觉了。他说他吃起来呢，就是有一点黏黏的，这样的黏糊糊的这个字。这个字呢 ，slimy 这个字变来的一个比较级的一个形容词，然后所以他用 than 比其他的那些果冻呢，爱玉吃起来就是黏黏的这样的一个感觉，而且呢，它的这个 taste， 它这个口感吃起来呢，确实就是蛮 pleasant， 就是觉得吃起来非常的舒服，非常的愉快，而且呢 tender 嫩嫩的口感。
So slimy, S-L-I-M-Y, like Bernice also said, it's kind of like 黏黏的, whatever. It could also be 滑滑的,
对
right? But usually this adjective, when it comes to the American culture in association with food, we don't really like food that is slimy,
没错
right? But different cultures like different things. But if you mention to a Western friend, oh, this food is very slimy, they're probably not going to want to eat it.
对，因为他们觉得 slimy 这种的黏他们觉得是他们不喜欢，吃起来
坏掉了。
对，好像是什么算了，不要比喻的太那个反正就是不好的口感就对了。
Right. And pleasant taste is a very good way for people to describe something when they can't really describe it, but they want to say that it's a taste that they like. So it's a very pleasant taste. Okay? It could also be a way to say it like a polite way. Like you don't really like it, but you're like, oh, it's a very pleasant taste.
好假
Yeah, like 还不错啊。
对
like,
，OK 啦，不错啦，还有好吃啦哈。
Okay, let's take a short break.
OK。
爱玉 jelly is made with the seeds from a type of fig plant that grows high up in the Alishan mountain range.
同学，你看我们这么爱吃这个爱玉，可是爱玉到底用什么样东西制作成，而且是它的来源是什么？这边就讲得很清楚了。他说这个爱玉冻呢是一样 be made with， 就是用什么制作而来的？用那个 seeds， 就是一些种子。这个种子呢是从一种这个无花果，同学应该知道无花果这样剥开来，里面有一颗一颗，哈，这里面的这个种子所萃取来的。那这个无花果是种植在什么地方呢？你看这个句子好长，后面一样用了冠带来形容这个无花果。这个无花果的这个种子呢，无花果树的这个种子呢，主要是种在这个高高的我们的阿里山山脉，这边有个字叫 range，range 就是山脉的意思。好，种在这么高的高山的地方。
我觉得 Bernice 老师刚刚把这个整个很长的一个 sentence 一个一个这样子去解释的时候，其实会让很多人觉得比较好消化。
对，没错。
因为你看到这那么多的英文字，尤其是可能有一些你不认识的字的时候，你可能第一个反应会觉得怎么那么多东西，这么多资讯，到底哪一个在讲哪一个？
没错。
对，但其实用 Bernice 老师那种方式，先把所有的字的那些 definition 他们的意思查出来之后，再慢慢把这个句子拼起来，看哪一些部分是这个句子的 main point。比如说 IU jelly is made with the seeds from a type of fig plant， 其实这里就可以了。但是因为他想多解释这些 fig plant 在哪里。They grow high up in the Alishan mountain range. Okay, so mountain range 我先讲一下这个部分。Mountain 只是一座山，right? Mountain range is like a combination of many mountains connected together.
没错。
Okay, that's a mountain range. Okay, but 重点 the main point is when you see a very long sentence, it's very good to do what Bernice also did to separate it, and it's easier to digest. 比较好消化。
还有一个字 Stephen 老师，你念给同学听一下，这个山的念法，他们美国人的发音非常的特别，你发一次这个声音
Mountain。
对，然后有的时候会把那个的音好像弱化一点，对不对
？Mountain。
对，
like
这个字很多同学都问我说：“老师为什么这样念好奇怪？”这时候证实给你看，真的是这样子念。
也会把 t 弄掉 ，mountain。
对对对。
Okay. And 爱玉 because there's no 爱玉 in English, they're just taking that Chinese word and directly translating it. Okay. To prepare IU jelly, the seeds are removed from the fig and placed inside of a cotton bag.
对，所以呢，你要吃爱玉还不是那么简单的呢。他说，第一个，你想要准备出像爱玉冻这样的一个食物的话呢，首先你要先把它的这些种子从这个 fig， 从这一些无花果里面呢，先把它 remove， 把它除掉，好，把这些种子先去除出来，然后呢，再把这些种子呢放在 在。同学，你这边可以看到这个 placed， 因为它前面有一个 be 动词 are 被省略掉了，然后再把这些去除掉的这些种子放在一个棉布袋的里面。
So here you could also say the seeds are taken out from the fig. Okay, so taking out is the same thing as removing, 就是拿走。
对，拿出来。
Okay, 然后这个如果是要用 remove 的话，就是要有个 from. Okay, so remove from the fig and place 也可以用 put and put inside of a cotton bag. 这个又来了，像那种 mountain 那种字。Okay, cotton, even though it has two T's, we don't read it as cotton. Okay, we read it as cotton. Okay, cotton 就先 ca， 然后直接 in cotton like that。那个是我们比较在美国我们会这样念。
很多同学不太会念这个音。
对 cotton 这样。Okay. The bag is then soaked in cold water and rubbed until a yellow gel comes out of the seeds.
好，那接下来呢，我们要怎么样制作出爱玉冻这个东西呢？首先，他就把刚才那个棉布袋呢 ，then 接着下来呢，就把它 soak 就是浸泡的意思哈，要被浸泡在这个冷水里面，然后呢，接着 rub 就是搓揉这个袋子，一直搓到里面呢，会有一种黄色的这个胶质跑出来了 ，comes out of 就从什么地方跑出来了？从它的种子里面，你经过你不断的搓揉之后呢，它就会跑出这个黄黄的胶质了。
Right. And also, I want to teach a new word that you can use instead of soaked. When you soak something, you're basically putting it into water and letting it get wet, right? But if you want to say a word where you put something underwater, we could also use the word submerge, okay? S-U-B-M-E-R-G-E, and in this situation, add a D. So sub, S-U-B, 就像 submarine.
对，
那个
就潜在下面的意思。
潜水艇嘛 ，submarine 有 SUB， 那 submerge 就是把一个东西放进水里面，整个都是包含了水。Okay, submerge. Okay, so here you could say the bag is then submerged in cold water. Okay. When this process is complete, the yellow gel is collected and placed inside a refrigerator to cool down.
它接下来的步骤呢，就是说，当这样子的一个过程，就是刚才我们讲的，它把它放在棉布袋里面啦，然后去搓揉它，这样的一个过程，整个完成之后呢，他们接着下来这个黄色的胶质啊，再把它收集起来。收集起来之后呢，把它放进这个我们的冰箱里面 ，inside a refrigerator， 把它放在冰箱里面的目的就是要让它稍微冷却一下。
And then here we see the word refrigerator, 冰箱. A lot of times in English, to make it shorter and easier for everybody, we would call it the fridge. Okay, 直接把 refrigerator 变成 fridge, F-R-I-D-G-E. Okay, 这个大家都知道就是冰箱的意思。So place the yellow gel. The yellow gel is collected and placed inside a fridge to cool down. Okay. After a few hours, the gel gets firm and the 爱玉 jelly is ready to eat.
因为我们把它放到这个冰箱了，让它慢慢的冷却了，所以呢，过了几个小时以后呢，自然这些黄色的这个胶质呢，就会变得这边的 get 就是 become 的意思 ，firm 就是比较结实、比较凝固了。然后呢，这时候就产生我们吃的这样的一个爱玉冻，就可以准备好大家来吃了。
And firm, the opposite of that word would be soft.
软软的。
S-O-F-T. Okay, so this is very interesting because I never thought about how do they make 爱玉, and I never knew that it came from a fig tree.
对，所以呢，你看我们大家在吃的时候，有没有想到，其实它中间的准备过程还真的有一段时间，然后才可以看到我们最后的完成品。
And also, just to let you know, in Western cultures, you don't see 爱玉 jelly.
对，没有看过。
We don't have this dessert. So when I first ate it, when I first came to Taiwan, I was very surprised. Like, I was like, oh, I thought it was like our American Jello, J-E-L-L-O. It's a brand. It's a brand of like a jelly.
对对对。
The taste of that is usually very, very evident. It's very sweet. Okay, strawberry or you have green
对，它
apple.
们有各种口味的这些果冻。
Right, when I had 爱玉 for the first time, it doesn't really taste like anything.
对，它比较没有，本身是没有什么味道的。
All right, we'll learn more about that. Let's take a short break.
OK。
On its own, 爱玉 jelly doesn't taste like much.
所以 on one's own 的意思本身就是靠着自己本身的意思，意思就是说，如果爱玉那个冻呢刚刚做出来，它本身什么都还没有添加的时候呢，其实它尝起来还真的没有什么 much。这边其实是形容那个 flavor， 就是它那个口味其实是没有什么味道的。
So you could say I'm on my own. Okay, 我自己来，我独立，
对，我靠我自己。
我靠我自己。So here, 靠他自己 by itself, 爱玉 jelly doesn't taste like much. It doesn't taste like anything. 它没有什么味道。Okay, you could say 爱玉 jelly doesn't have much flavor. 也可以这样讲。So 你在最前面 you could also say by itself. Okay, 单独来吃的话 by itself. So other ingredients are added for flavor.
因为有些人吃这些东西，他觉得没有味道，吃起来好怪哦，对不对？所以呢，这时候就会有一些其他的食材啦 ，ingredient 就是一些其他的吃的一些食材呢，就会被加进去这个爱玉里面。的目的就是 for flavor， 就是让你吃起来更有一些风味。
Usually, it is mixed with honey and lemon juice to give it a sweet and sour taste.
哇，我们讲到这种酸酸甜甜的口感，就像初恋的感觉。好，所以他说，通常我们吃爱玉的时候呢，我们里面会添加混合一些什么东西呢？第一个就是大家吃的这个蜂蜜，好，把它加进去，然后呢，再加一些柠檬汁在里面，这时候你的爱玉就吃起来有初恋的感觉了。
Right, so something is mixed with something, 就是把它们混合起来。比如说 strawberry ice cream is mixed with milk to make a strawberry milkshake.
对，所以可以把这个牛奶跟这个 strawberry 加在一起，就变成奶昔了。
And sweet 就是甜 and sour 就是酸。
对
Right? Do you like sweet or do you like
对，
sour
我
more?
两种口味都很喜欢，
Okay. So
每天都处在恋爱初恋的过程里面，
So 爱玉 jelly might be a perfect dessert for you.
真的非常的棒。
Okay. 爱玉 jelly can also be put on top of shaved ice to add a chewy texture.
我每次只要点这个剉冰，我一定会点爱玉，就像老师刚刚讲，因为它热量很低呀、像我们这种爱胖的女生就可以多吃一点了，对不对？就比较没有罪恶感。好，所以爱玉冻呢，我们也可以同时呢把它放在 on top of 就在什么的最上面哈，把它放在那个 shaved ice， 就是我们台湾最出名的这些剉冰的上面，然后呢就可以增添了一种 chewy， 因为它要稍微摇一摇嘛哈，所以你会觉得有这种摇一摇的这个 texture 这样的一个口感了。
Right, and here we see be put on top of. We could also say be placed on top of, which is the word that we used earlier in this whole excerpt. But here, shaved ice, 剉冰, because in Western culture we don't really have
对啊，他们
剉冰.
美国感觉好像都没有什么好吃的。不，我不是这个意思，就是我们台湾有太多好吃的了。
Usually when we have a cold dessert, we eat ice cream.
对啦。
And what shaved means, 这个形容词, it means like you cut.
削过去的，削成薄片。
So they're cutting off from the top of the ice cube to make it a shaved ice. And to add a chewy texture. So texture 就是口感还是触感. Okay? And chewy, this adjective, to be honest, in Western culture, we're not very comfortable with chewy things. Like we're not comfortable with slimy things. Actually, Western eaters are sometimes quite picky about their
没
textures.
错，这西方人吃东西很多，这边挑那边
Right.
挑的。
Like Taiwanese friends or Asian friends, they really do like chewy things. Like
对啊。
QQ 的, right?
对，像我们吃霸丸有没有？那个 chewy 的感觉就更重了。
Yeah, so Western eaters, Western people, they might like chewy things, but they don't like to use the word chewy to describe it.
没错。
Yeah, so it's a cultural difference. Okay, let's go into the review.
好的。
All right, Right, Bernice 老师, what does it mean by Taiwan is filled with tea shops?
Be filled with 就是充满的意思。
And maybe you're so hot right now that you need to cool down.
我需要赶快的凉爽一下。
Right, and then we're talking about 爱玉 jelly, and it's very slimy.
就是黏黏的。
But it has a very pleasant taste.
可是吃起来呢，那个口感呢，确实还蛮舒服的，蛮宜人的。
And 爱玉 jelly is made with seeds from a fig plant. What is the difference between made with and made by? Or made of?
如果是 made with 就是用这个东西，用后面这个材料来制作一个东西。那如果它用的是 of 的话呢，就是表示这个东西本身它的材质就是你后面接的那个名词。
只有那个东西是弄出来的 right? So what if I say soaked in water?
把它浸泡在水里面。
The whole process of making 爱玉 jelly is very complicated.
对，我们要制作爱玉的过程，它中间经历的过程。
You have to wait for the gel to become firm.
变得比较结实凝固一点。
On its own, 爱玉 jelly doesn't have much flavor.
对，以它自己本身来说。
You could also use by itself, okay? But 爱玉 jelly, if it is mixed with honey and lemon, it would taste really nice.
我们把它跟什么混合在一起。
Be mixed with something, okay? And 爱玉 jelly, after you, on a very hot summer day and you want to cool down, you might really enjoy the chewy texture.
对，我们很喜欢吃的爱玉，就是因为它的那个口感呢，会觉得蛮有主角的那个感觉，所以咬起来 QQ 的、弹弹的。
Right, in Taiwan, chewy would be QQ 的，
对
right? Okay, just like Bernice 老师 QQ 的。
QQ 的，怪怪的。
Okay, so tomorrow we're going to be continuing with the subject. We're going to learn more about 爱玉 jelly.
好的
So we'll see you tomorrow.
All right,
Bye
bye.
第52页发现台湾国民美食爱玉的缘起。
The juicy story behind Taiwan's favorite jelly. Taiwan is filled with tea shops that offer bubble tea and other tasty drinks. In the hot days of summer, nothing cools you down like a dessert drink that is made with aiyu jelly. It's slimier than other jellies and has a very pleasant and tender taste. Aiyu jelly is made with the seeds from a type of fig plant that grows high up in the Alishan mountain range. To prepare aiyu jelly, the seeds are removed from the fig and placed inside of a cotton bag. The bag is then soaked in cold water and rubbed until a yellow gel comes out of the seeds. When this process is complete, the yellow gel is collected and placed inside a refrigerator to cool down. After a few hours, the gel gets firm and the aiyu jelly is ready to eat. On its own, aiyu jelly doesn't taste like much, so other ingredients are added for flavor. Usually, it is mixed with honey and lemon juice to give it a sweet and sour taste. Aiyu jelly can also be put on top of shaved ice to add a chewy texture.